A pleasant evening and a warm welcome to the national news live on ChannelEye. I'm Dalanjali Ananda.
Hello there, good evening. I'm Niket Karunaratne. We'll start off with the headlines as usual. The President instructs to overcome technical defects in imported train compartments and to immediately divert them for service. Provision of the 1,000 rupee allowance to 1.7 million Samurdhi beneficiaries commences. The government has already purchased 35,000 metric tons of paddy. The number of COVID-infected persons worldwide exceeds 410.2 million. More than 100 persons have been arrested in Pakistan over the killing of a person on charges of religious defamation.
Now for those and other stories in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has ordered officials to immediately put into service the train compartments ordered and imported during the previous regime after rectifying technical defects. In a discussion at the Elections Office, a progress evaluation has been made on the Ministries of Transport, Transportation Regularization, bus services, railway compartments and motor vehicles. It has been pointed out that 160 train compartments had been ordered during the previous regime. Out of this number, 120 had been received. However, only 40 compartments had been deployed in service. The President had ordered to immediately repair the unused compartments and divert them for transport. He has also instructed to reuse the discarded buses only for short-distance transport after repairs. He also said that friendly attitude between trade unions and employees would enable to resolve problems in the transport system. He also said that updating of technology and legislation would help to resolve many of the problems. He also ordered authorities to implement passenger services targeting tourist and tourist zones. The President also instructed to immediately set up training methods for employees without dismissing any employee. Attention has also been focused on the importation of 100 electric buses, taking into consideration the fuel crisis and environmental problems. Minister Basil Rajapaksa said government is not prepared to increase bus fares. He added that solutions in the transportation sector found through halting of frauds and irregularities. Minister Pavitra Vaniarati, State Minister Dilum Amunugama, President's Secretary Gamni Senrath and ministry officials have also participated in the discussion.
Handing over of the increased Samurdhi allowance of 1,000 rupees through a relief package introduced by the government at the beginning of the year commenced today. 1.7 million Samurdhi recipients are being benefited. According to the total relief package declared by the Ministry of Finance, 229 billion rupees have been set aside for this purpose. It covers government employees, pensioners, farmers and plantation labour. The Samurdhi recipients who have been receiving 3,500 rupees up to now will receive a total payment of 4,500 rupees from today. The Samurdhi recipients who have been receiving 1,500 rupees will now get 1,900 rupees. The government has to allocate 65,000 million rupees annually with the increased payment for the Samurdhi beneficiaries. $8,470 Samurdhi recipients in 82 Grama Seva divisions in Beruwala received the new allowance at 6 Samurdhi banks in the area. 23,563 Samurdhi recipients in the Vaunia district have also received the increased allowance. Samurdhi allowances have also been presented at the Dorala Economic Development Office in Ambalangoda today. 254 Samurdhi recipients have also received the new allowance at the Samurdhi Bank in second stage Anuradhapura. Presentation of Samurdhi allowance in the Kegal district has taken place at the Samurdhi Bank in Kalugal, Mavata today. Commencement of handing over of the increased Samurdhi allowance has taken place at the Vatapota Grama Niladhari division in Battaramulla. The increased Samurdhi allowance was also presented at the Ihalagama Samurdhi Bank premises in Puttalam. Another location where the increased Samurdhi allowance was distributed in the Nuwara district was the Hatton Dikkoya Municipal Council. The new allowance was also presented at the Sri Vikramarama Vihara in Dematagoda. All religious observances have been conducted in connection with the 40th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation today, through participation of the staff. Buddhist religious observances has been conducted at the Sri Kalyana Dharmashramya in Baudaloka Mavata, Colombo 7 by Chief Incumbent of the Vihara, Venerable Mirihane Nandatero. The SLRC staff, comprising of Chairman Sonala Gunawardena, were present on this occasion.
සංඝ පරපුරට දෙහිමි ආරක්ෂාව රැකවරණ ඒකාන්තයෙන් උදාපත් වේවා. තබන තබන පියවරක් පාසා නගන හෙළන හුස්ම රැල්ලක් පාසා සතියෙන් සමාධියෙන් ගුණ නුවණින් ආයු වර්ණ සැප බල ප්‍රඥාවන්ගෙන් අභිවෘද්ධියට පත්වීමට මේ කුසලයන් ඒකාන්තයෙන්ම හේතු වාසනා භාවයට පත් වේවා.
Hindu religious observances were held at the Sri Kailasnadar Swami Kovil in Mardana. Shiva Shri E. Prabhakara Kurukal has conducted a special puja for the deities, extending blessings on all employees of the Rupavahini Corporation. Christian religious observances have been organized at the home of the Mazanod Church in Mattakulya by Reverend Father Alexander Costa. Blessings have also been extended upon the well-being of the corporation and its employees. The Davatagaha Mosque in Colombo 7 has conducted Islamic religious observances, extending blessings to the SLRC. Maulavi Muhammad Iqbal has conducted the religious program.
An all-night Peiris chanting ceremony will be conducted at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation tonight in connection with its 40th anniversary. A series of pincomers has been organized under the direction of Chairman of the SLRC, Sonala Gunawardena, and Director General of the Corporation. The enchanting Peiris Mandapya is a creation of Jinesha Padmakumara of the said department of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. It has been erected by Shalika Meresage of the same unit. Jinesha Padmakumara of the said department of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation said that this year's Peiris Mandapya has been designed according to a Rajya Sabha model. He has appreciated the cooperation extended by the corporation employees in the construction. Harvesting of paddy in the Maha season has commenced in many areas. The government is providing the highest guaranteed price. Farmers receive 90 rupees for a kilo of Nadu paddy. A kilo of Samba paddy is being purchased for 92 rupees and a kilo of Kirisamba for 95 rupees. In addition, a 2 rupee transport cost is also being provided to farmers for every kilo of paddy. Paddy stocks with moisture is being purchased 6 rupees less than the guaranteed price. The government has already purchased 35,000 metric tons of paddy since the commencement of the National Paddy Purchasing Program, which has commenced 2 weeks ago. The Paddy Marketing Board hopes to purchase 300,000 metric tons of paddy. Vice Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Duminda Priyadarshana, said that all impediments for paddy purchasing have been removed. Any farmer is able to supply any quantity of paddy to the board. There is a special program to provide money at the same instance.
ඕනෑම වීගොවියකට ඕනෑම වී ප්‍රමාණයක් එලිමන්ලට අලෙවි කරන්න පහසුකම් ලබා දීලා තිබෙනවා. තමන් සතු ඕනෑම මුරයක ඕනෑම ආකාරයකට අපිට ලබා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ සඳහා මුදල් ලබා දෙන වැඩසටහනක් තියෙනවා. විශාල වීතෝකයක් ගෙනාවට පස්සේ ඒක පාලම් තරාදි මගින් කිරලා වෙන වෙනම කිරන්න නැතුව අවශ්‍ය ඉතාමත් ඉක්මනින් ගොවියාව නිදහස් කිරීමේ ක්‍රමවේදයක් සකස් කරලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මුදල් ලබා දීමේදීත් ඉතාමත් හොඳ ක්‍රමයක් තියෙනවා. අවුන්ට අවශ්‍ය නම් අත්පිට මුදලටත් ඒ වගේම දිනක් හෝ දෙකක් ඇතුළත ඉතාමත් ඉක්මනින් මුදල් ටික ලබා දීමේ ක්‍රමවේදයක් සකස් කරලා තිබෙනවා.
The guaranteed price paddy purchasing program is also taking place at the paddy purchasing centres in Mamadua, Nandukerin and Puliyakalam in Vaunia. Paddy purchasing is also taking place in the Anuradhapura district, where paddy is cultivated in the extent of 127,600 hectares. Harvesting of turmeric is also taking place these days. The Department of Agriculture, along with the Board Marketing Species and Related Produce, purchased turmeric covering every district in the country.
The work stoppage commenced by 18 trade unions in the nurses, supplementary and interim medical services based on 7 demands, including elimination of salary discrepancies, has continued for the 7th day today. As a result, the patients have been subjected to severe difficulties. According to a restraining order imposed by the Colombo District Court, the Government Nursing Officers Union, headed by former United National Party parliamentarian Saman Ratnapriya, has withdrawn from the strike. Many nursing officials who withdrew from the strike were seen reporting to duties. 17 trade unions other than the Government Nursing Officials Unions are continuously engaged in the strike. As a result, it has been reported that activities in hospitals and health institutions pertaining to laboratory work, X-ray tests and distribution of medicine continue to remain destabilized. Patients who come for treatment have been severely affected. A protest march organized by the health sector trade unions has started in front of the Fort Railway Station. The police was seen engaging in strenuous efforts to clear the traffic blockade. Several trade union leaders who went inside the Presidential Secretariat were later on directed to the Health Ministry to engage in a discussion. It has also been reported that the Ministry to engage with the discussion. The Secretary to the Ministry of Health and an additional Secretary to the President have participated in the discussion with the unions. Minister Dr. Kehelia Ramukwalla has also conducted a meeting with the striking health professionals at the Health Ministry this afternoon. The Minister has expressed his opinion to the media after the meeting.
Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peiris says India has mediated in an extremely constructive manner to help Sri Lanka manage its economic situation. The minister, participating in a media briefing in Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna today, said that India is extending assistance amounting to $2.4 billion. Opinions have also been expressed on this occasion regarding the ongoing health strike. Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peiris said that India is engaged in a very productive manner over Sri Lanka's economic problems. It has agreed to offer roughly $2.4 billion of aid to Sri Lanka. This is the outcome of constructive talks conducted by Minister of Finance Basil Rajapaksa with the Indian officials, including Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. He added that Minister Rajapaksa also had talks with Indian Foreign Minister Dr. Subramaniam Jayashankar. Minister Professor Peiris also said it was also due to the successful and practical, feasible foreign policy of Sri Lanka that Sri Lanka was able to receive assistance not only from India but also from China, Bangladesh, Kuwaiti funds, Saudi fund and other countries and institutions.
A stone-throwing attack was reported to have been waged on the residence of media person Chamudita Samaravikrama at dawn today. The police say a group which arrived in a small van was responsible for the attack. The residence is located in a housing complex in Vavala. The group was said to have entered the premises after threatening the security officer of the housing complex with a firearm. The police further says that one person in the group has remained with the security officer and the others walked towards the house and launched the attack. It is believed that the attack has been carried out according to a plan. Chamudita Samaravikrama says that he has complained to the police emergency division as soon as the commencement of the attack. The house was damaged in the incident. Officials of the Mount Lavinia Division Crime Unit has arrived at the house and conducted a preliminary investigation. Police media spokesman and senior SSP Nihal Talduwa says 3 police teams are conducting further investigations. Police media spokesman and senior SSP Nihal Talduwa said that facts have been reported to the magistrates' courts and a court order has been obtained. He added that the relevant inquiries are being carried out expeditiously to find scientific evidence and direct testimonies. Minister of Mass Media, Dallas Alha has visited the residence of Chamudita Samaravikrama today and inquired on the incident. Minister Dallas Alha said that Chamudita Samaravikrama is a senior media person in the country and his personal friend. He further said that the attack launched against his residence displays the state of deterioration in some groups in society. He added that therefore they condemned the attack with great revulsion. The minister also said that the entire society must reject the attack.
Wife of Prime Minister Madam Sriranthi Wickramasinghe Rajapaksa says that world peace is a world devoid of violence. She has reiterated this fact by joining the World Peace Forum being conducted in Seoul, South Korea via video technology yesterday. A 3-day 2022 World Peace Conference has commenced on the 11th of this month with the participation of more than 150 countries. Madam Sriranthi Rajapaksa has joined the event at a time when world peace is facing a big threat. She has also extended thanks for inviting to share opinions on peace. She further points out that cooperation through patience and adherence to code of ethics would pave the way for peace and prosperity. She also said that peace in the Korean peninsula would affect those within the boundaries of the nations as well as outside. Madam Rajapaksa also said the World Peace Conference would be able to further intensify the intrusion for a peaceful future.
Scientists have warned that the next COVID variant may be more dangerous than Omicron. The warning has come even as countries around the world gradually seek to relax COVID virus curbs and travel restrictions. A subvariant known as BA2 is spreading rapidly in South Africa. It appears to be even more transmissible than the original strain and may cause a second surge in the current wave, one of the country's top scientists said. The original Omicron variant, which scientists call BA1, was until recently the most transmissible known version of the virus. The subvariant BA2 is already circulating in at least 69 countries, according to the World Health Organization. The UK has recorded another 41,270 coronavirus cases over the past 24 hours. A further 52 people have died with the virus. An average 101,000 daily infections were recorded from January 16th to the 22nd, according to the government's COVID-19 dashboard. Case numbers have followed a downward trend overall since the latest peak over New Year. The United States reported a daily average of 178,705 new COVID-19 cases. Many states have begun to loosen masking mandates and other restrictions. Health officials in the United States have indicated the peak of Omicron infections has passed. Every state has reported a decrease in new cases within the past 14 days. New South Wales and Victoria have recorded their lowest number of daily coronavirus cases this year. Australian health officials said that New South Wales reported 6,184 new infections and 14 COVID-19 related deaths. There are 412 million cases around the world, with 5.8 million deaths. 332 million individuals around the world have recovered from COVID-19.
Now, on the local update of the pandemic, health divisions point out that the Omicron variants may rapidly spread among persons who have not been fully vaccinated. Specialist physician of the Colombo National Hospital, Dr. Anthony Mendes, says that people who have not been subjected to any vaccination will have to be directed to intensive care unit treatment after being afflicted with the disease. Specialist physician and Deputy Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemantha Herath, says that a substantial increase in the number of COVID patients reported on a daily basis has been witnessed.
We know that the number of deaths reported at a given day has relatively increased into 30s or 20s. Earlier we had 10 to 20 deaths per day, or little sometimes gone above 20 and occasionally going above 20. However, now we can see the daily reporting deaths have gone above 25 and sometimes above 30. And this is basically because the total number of infected persons in the community has gone up compared to the reported cases, where when we get 8,000 cases reported who are having some kind of symptoms and or considered as first contacts and taken or tested for COVID and confirmed. These numbers, compared to these numbers, there can be a certain proportion of people who are infected but not showing any signs and symptoms or very mild symptoms. Therefore, they themselves may not know or may not aware that they are infected, and therefore they will not get tested. And as a result, even these infected people can spread the disease, although not to that extent that symptomatic patients. And disease can spread one infected but relatively healthy person to another relatively healthy person who too may not show any signs and symptoms. And he can take the disease to their home and then spread the disease to anyone who are at home who are considered as high-risk patients, like the people who are elderly people and those who are suffering from chronic illnesses, and thereby increasing the number of or chances of dying, because these people can having higher risk of having complications and ending up in death. So therefore, these increased numbers need to be taken very seriously, and to prevent such deaths, what we can do is to assume that everyone, even though healthy people who are around us, may be infected with COVID-19, even though they don't show any signs and symptoms, and therefore get all possible precautions, get ourselves protected. Firstly, get your appropriate vaccine and adhere to the health guidelines to the letter every time, wherever you go.
Director General of Health Services has confirmed 36 COVID-19 related deaths which have occurred yesterday. 30 of the fatalities were of the age of 60 or above. The remaining 6 victims were between the ages of 30 and 59 years. The Cloud9 International Event Institute has donated 1 million rupees to the Itukama COVID-19 Health and Social Security Fund today. President Secretary Gamini Senarath has accepted the donation on behalf of the President at the President's office. A group of officials, including Director of the Institute, Chamin Jayasena, was also present. Meeting of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Women's Federation have been conducted throughout the island yesterday according to health guidelines. The SLPP Mahara Electorate Women's Federation meeting was conducted with the participation of a large number of people's representatives. Badula Electorate Women's Federation meeting of the Peramuna was held under the leadership of State Minister Tenuka Vidanagamagi yesterday. Women's Federation meeting of the Kalawana Electorate of the SLPP was conducted at the auditorium of the Ayagama Pradesh Sabha with the presence of the large number of people's representatives. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Chilla Electorate Women's Federation meeting was also conducted yesterday. The Women's Federation meeting of the SLPP in the Kalani Electorate has been presided over by State Minister Prasanna Ranavira at the Pradesh Sabha Auditorium. State Minister Vilma Redisanayak.
That's all the news for today. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.